The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the pre-spring edition of The Local Show, and I'm your host, Tom Sacoscio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. You know, in every episode, we dive into captivating conversations with Syracuse's movers and shakers like business owners, top executives, entrepreneurs, nonprofit organizations, and a bunch more. Brace yourself for jaw-dropping business insights and success stories, because The Local Show shines the light on those business visionaries, turning Syracuse into the ultimate hub for work, life, and new opportunities.
The ultimate hub. I don't know. That's pretty impressive. That sounds like something you would have written, Tom.
Well, they say, things are really happening.
The ultimate hub. I don't know. I think the ultimate hub probably has this thing called sunshine.
Nicole Anzalone, doctor of audiology and a neuroscientist and all that stuff. How are you?
I'm good.
That's great. You know, it's funny. I did get served up on my YouTube a commercial for a new type of hearing device that it doesn't go in the ear, but it goes on the ear, inside of the ear. And it's a little it's got some advanced AI, and it's supposed to help you hear a ton better. And they actually have a really nice animation of all the parts of the ear. Have you seen that at all?
Yeah, there's a lot of animations out there now. Some of them are more realistic than others, but you see a lot of stuff out there now. A lot of over-the-counter hearing aids that you can purchase online. But, sometimes they overpromise and underdeliver. I would say 100%.
Sometimes always.
Sometimes always, yes. So, if the device is not set for your hearing, then it's just an amplifier. It's really just like an earphone or earbud. You need a device that's really set for your hearing so that it doesn't over or under amplify, especially if you have a hearing loss or more severe hearing loss. You have to make sure it's fit properly. Otherwise, you won't maximize or optimize what you're hearing. So that's where a provider comes in to help out with that. But there are devices out there, real hearing aids that are programmable, prescribable, that do have AI now. And what they do is they can listen to different sounds in your environment, analyze it, enhance some and reduce others, so that you get less noise and more speech, which is kind of cool. And it helps you hear it, makes it clearer.
And we have the very same tools in audio editing as we speak right now. So, and it's the same principle. AI is, taking a bad, microphone, so and with a lot of noise in the background, and it can just reduce those noises, bring up the right, frequencies, and make it sound professional.
Right. So these are cool because they're little, almost like like equalizers. Like they have mixers and equalizers in them,
and they're dynamic. It's happening in real time.
Right.
That's great.
And they're so small now. The new one in particular that just came out, that I just came back from training from, is the Oticon Zeal, and I'm pretty impressed. Like, we tried it at the training, and I wore it all day long, and I was super impressed. And so we got demos to keep, and I'm carrying mine around with me, which is unusual. And I don't have a hearing loss, but they're pretty cool. They are so tiny, and I have small ears, and they fit in my ears. They have Bluetooth technology. You could find them if you lose them. You could pair them to your phone, and they sound wonderful. And like I said, I get excited about new devices, but this one's really, really cool.
How long does it take if someone wants to schedule a hearing exam? How long does that take? And then if they do need help with some assistance in the hearing, how long does the whole process take?
It doesn't take too long. I mean, we could get you in within like a week or two usually with one of our excellent providers. And the process itself for the hearing test, I usually spend about an hour with my patients, up to an hour, depending on what they need and how many questions they have and so on and so forth. The hearing test itself takes about 20 minutes. And then we talk about possible treatment, because sometimes hearing aids aren't the only solution. We need to do more to help retrain the brain to hear and process sound, because hearing loss isn't, it's not always solved by hearing aids.
Right.
So we do more. So we spend a lot of time with our patients.
Is it true if someone has tinnitus or tinnitus that you smack them in the head to align the crystals? Is that true? Is that just a vicious rumor?
Two different things.
He's mixing up two different problems.
Because that's my wife. She smacked me in the head. She said, "Well, it's because I want to help you with the ringing ears." So how does that work? How do you that whole crystal thing? I keep hearing about the crystals.
Yeah, so that there are little calcium crystals in your ear that control your balance.
Wait, calcium crystals?
They're made of calcium.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they control your balance. They sit in little hair cells, and when you move your head, they sit in fluid. So in your ear. So when you move your head, they move in space and tell you where you are in space relative to gravity. So it's really, really cool. So your ear's primary function is gravitational alignment, like telling you where you are and how to walk and everything. So that's its primary function. Hearing it's a secondary function.
Whoa. I never thought of it that way.
The little hairs or I guess you would call them hairs, right? What do they call them? Audiocilia?
Yep, they're cilia.
Yeah, cilia. So is it a foregone conclusion that as you get older, they're going to dry up and die and then they don't replenish?
Well, they don't dry up, but they can become damaged, and then they kind of break away. And then they get reabsorbed and disappear. They don't regrow. Only animals, well, chickens and lizards and those types of animals can regrow them and regenerate them.
Right.
But humans cannot.
So if those die off and you're having trouble hearing high-end sounds, high frequencies, you can't get your high frequencies back. There's other than by using a device.
Yep, just use a device.
Wow.
So that's the best solution at this point in time. And if you lose the high end and have the low ends, you kind of lose the clarity.
Yeah, right.
But hearing aids may be the only solution right now for that.
So get a hearing test. That's kind of the place to start. Exam. You don't call it a test because is it a test? Or is it
You call it test, exam,
review, whatever it is.
Right.
And then you know what you've got and you can look at your options. 468-2985. 468-2985. SyracuseHearingSolutions.com. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Nicole.
Thank you.